Kristen was a remarkable young woman. We met when we were in middle school, and one of our opportunities to kind of get to know each other more was when we started playing club volleyball. Kristen was involved in every sort of different activity in McMinnville and was well known for being a very kind, caring, and compassionate young woman.
Well, I saw a lot of me in her. I was playing volleyball, always the short one on the court, but she just had the desire to get better, and she had the work ethic and just really pushed herself to be the best that she could be.
At 5'3", Kristen Lilly was a small package who made a big impact on and off the volleyball court. A 4-year starter at setter during her high school career, she was the heart and soul of Mac High volleyball.
A fun thing with Kristen is that she was small but mighty. I think she was a wonderful leader. She was the one we could count on to encourage us. She was the one that we could count on to rely upon. We would have these huge matches coming up, and Kristen was one that was a little bit more reserved perhaps, but was the one able to say like, hey, we got this.
She was just a natural leader. You know, those are some skills that you really can't teach. Being put in a position as a setter, that's a leadership role, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that person is a leader. She stepped right in and took on that role and worked really hard to keep the team camaraderie together. It was an amazing group of kids to work with who got along super well, and they were just a lot of fun to be around, not just on the court, but off the court as well.
The Grizzlies went to postseason all 4 years with Kristen on the set. That pursuit, along with the epic battles within the Pacific Conference, made these teams even closer as a group and must-see viewing for the Mac High community.
Yes, it was the furnace, man. That place would light up with games. We had a really amazing following during our volleyball games and our seasons. Friends, family would come out, and we would have bumps and bruises and burns on our knees, our hips, reaching for all of those flying things. We had a pretty core group of players, though, that was able to go through not only from that middle school club era all the way through high school, and we were little scramblers.
Part of the perseverance was shown in Lily's willingness to hit the floor, which she did often enough to keep her banged up, but still playing every night.
It's just part of the game, especially because with her height, it was tough for her in the front row, so we had to kind of reinvent her role when she got in the front row so that she was playing a little more defense, because she was great at it. I mean, she was all over the place, and there's no way I was going to stop that.
Kristen Lilly also showed her stuff on the golf course for the Grizzlies. Mom and Dad were both members at Michael Book, but she was much more than a two-sport athlete. Try a 4.0 career GPA, National Honor Society member. She was also a big part of student activities, leadership, homecoming courts, and was manager of the ever-popular Action Corner. Up next, college. Would volleyball still be part of Kristen's life?
Yes, absolutely. I keep talking about her height only because I was in the same boat. When I was looking at colleges, a lot of times colleges overlook people who, especially setters who are shorter. Volleyball players, typically when you think of them, that you think of taller people, but she had the ability to play in college. She could have been a defensive specialist for someone, or she had great hands and a great knowledge of the game. So I knew that she would find a spot somewhere to be able to play beyond high school.
And she did at Southern Oregon University in Ashland.
I'm fortunate. She came to me. I didn't see her. She came and reached out to me by probably email, and then we brought her down for a visit, and that was that.
After a redshirt season, Kristen resumed her Iron Woman act. The relatively new position of libero suited her just fine.
Yeah, for sure. She was in there when that libero position opened, which was such a nice thing for a lot of players, that had that could now play that full-time position as a defender. And that was, huge advantage for her. She fit that role perfectly.
SOU is already an established NAIA powerhouse. During Kristen's 4 seasons as a regular, the Raiders won the Cascade Conference, the regional championship, and advanced to nationals 3 times.
I feel like most of the kids that came into that program at that point in time were kids that wanted to continue playing, and it was almost like we sought out the program ourselves. And not a lot of us were necessarily recruited like they are now. It was more or less we were a bunch of kids that just wanted to continue playing, and we fought to make the team. And I feel like we bonded on that aspect of it. We were also just a good group of women who loved each other and wanted to work hard and were there to win, and we would do anything that we could to be better for our teammates. So it was a fantastic program to be a part of.
Lilly's back row skills shined. She would set multiple school records for digs. Her career total, 1,647. That's a lot of hitting the floor.
Oh, 100%. She was the same way at SOU. If a ball came off a block or somebody tipped it, you could almost 100% guarantee that she was there picking that ball up. And me being in the front row, I was turning around hoping someone was there, and she was always there picking something up, sacrificing her body, diving into crowds. She was amazing.
But seeing her play injured, seeing her play every day in practice and every match, and then seeing her throw her body on the ground to save those rallies and keep that rally going, and then we make a play to get a point, and we all knew it was Kristen's dig. It was that great up that gave us a chance to score that point.
She was dangerous to herself when she played. There was literally no regard for her safety, her health, her body. I don't remember which match it was. It may have been our final home playoff. We had an incredible comeback in the regional tournament to qualify to go to nationals. We were down match point and in the 5th game and made just an incredible comeback and ended up winning that match. And I mean, not exaggerating, I actually picked her up and carried her out of the gym that day after the match.
The people side of Kristen Lilly also came out in Ashland through all the grueling workouts and long bus rides.
She had more of the mom part of it. I actually remember, so I rolled my ankle because I landed on someone's foot when they came under the net, beginning of my junior year. And she would massage my ankle while we were driving down the road, trying to get the swelling out of it so I could play. Like, she was 100% the caregiver on the team.
Kristen graduated SOU in 2006 with a degree in interpersonal communications. She started a family in the Rogue Valley and brought her skills and work ethic to a 3-year stint as assistant coach at Crater High School in Central Point.
I have always felt like liberos and setters tend to be the best coaches. They have to understand what everybody else is doing all the time. Liberos being on the backcourt, they see the entire match. They see their own team's side of things. They see their setups. They see what the other team is doing. They have the best view of the whole court. And I think that translates into becoming a great coach.
Yes, again, because of her game sense, but more importantly, she is a very compassionate person, and through her own experiences playing in high school, on and off the court, she can relate to a lot of kids, and I can see her doing really well in whatever sport she decided to coach, but specifically volleyball as well.
And Kristen still carries a little bit of McMinnville with her. So do her former teammates.
I think what speaks of McMinnville and the people that it creates is a really wonderful small town atmosphere in which we can connect with our friends years later, and we still have this really common, deep-rooted sense of belonging. And I talk to my high school friends all the time. Those are near and dear to me. I think the relationships that we have, the relationships that we form in McMinnville are ones that are long-lasting, and there's something special about our hometown.
And today we welcome Kristen Lilly, now Kristen Kennedy, to the McMinnville High School Hall of Fame.